When you hear the name Boney M, you instantly think of glitter rhythm and disco magic, the iconic group that defined an entire era with songs like Rasputin, Daddy Cool, and Rivers of Babylon. But behind those infectious beats and dazzling performances lies a story filled with heartbreak, betrayal, and tragedy. And now, years later, devastating news has struck again, leaving fans around the world mourning. The band that once made millions dance is now facing a moment that no one saw coming. Few groups in music history captured the energy of the 1970s quite like Boney M, created by German producer Frank Farian. The group became a global sensation with their hypnotic rhythms and vibrant stage presence. Fronted by the charismatic Bobby Farrell and the powerhouse vocals of Liz Mitchell, Marcia Barrett, and Maisie Williams, they weren't just a disco group. They were a cultural phenomenon. Their blend of reggae, funk, and pop brought joy to millions, turning dance floors into temples of celebration. But while fans saw glitter and smiles, the truth behind the spotlight was far more complicated. Boney M's success was meteoric, but it came with secrets. The world believed Bobby Farrell was the lead vocalist, his energy electrifying every stage. Yet few knew that the real voice behind many of their hits wasn't Farrell at all. It was Frank Farian, the producer himself. The revelation shocked fans and devastated the group, who felt betrayed by the deception. Bobby was the face, the soul, the dancer who made Boney M come alive, yet behind the scenes he was being silenced. Still, he carried on, bringing his explosive charisma to every performance, knowing that the illusion was part of the dream. But time, fame, and pressure took their toll. The 1980s saw the group fracture under disputes, exhaustion, and changing musical tides. Though they went their separate ways, their songs never truly left the airwaves. Boney M remained timeless, their music still echoing at parties, weddings, and concerts across the globe. Yet, even as the music lived on, tragedy began to shadow the group's members. In December 2010, the world woke to heartbreaking news. Bobby Farrell had passed away suddenly while on tour in St. Petersburg, Russia, the same city where the real-life Rasputin, the subject of one of their biggest hits, had met his fate. The eerie coincidence stunned fans. Farrell was found in his hotel room after performing what would unknowingly be his final show. He was 61. His death marked the end of an era, the loss of the group's most iconic performer. A man who had once set stages ablaze with his larger-than-life energy. The remaining members carried on, performing tribute concerts and keeping the music alive. But more sorrow followed. Marcia Barrett, one of the group's original singers, faced her own heartbreaking battle, a long and courageous fight against cancer. Though she eventually went into remission, the struggle left her physically and emotionally scarred. She spoke openly about the pain of watching her friends and fellow bandmates fade away, even as their songs continued to make the world dance. "We gave people happiness," she once said, "but sometimes we forgot to keep some for ourselves." And now recent reports have brought more devastating news: health scares, loss, and the toll of time weighing heavily on the remaining members. Fans around the world have flooded social media with messages of love and remembrance, sharing memories of how Boney M's songs shaped their lives. From Rivers of Babylon's soulful message of faith to Daddy Cool's funky joy, their music continues to inspire even in sadness. It's heartbreaking to realize that behind every glittering performance and every unforgettable beat were real people with dreams, struggles, and pain. Boney M wasn't just a group. They were a symbol of joy in a time of change, a band that brought the world together through rhythm and melody. And even as tragedy casts its shadow, their legacy shines brighter than ever. The heartbreaking news reminds us that time moves on, but true music never dies. Boney M gave the world something eternal, songs that still make us dance, smile, and remember. And though we may grieve the losses that time has brought, we also celebrate the spirit that can never fade. Because long after the final note fades, the rhythm of Boney M will live on in every beat. every heart, and every dance floor across the world.